You are going to share or something?
I started sharing. Is my screen visible now?
Now.
Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, I can see your screen clearly.
Is what I noticed. Yeah, here I have a doubt, sir.
Okay.
Here, the message is I have to get hello world,
Okay.
but I am getting output as this. So what is the mistake?
Okay. What you're getting, the message function, you are trying to call the entire function. That would be the problem, right? Isn't it?
So this is a parameter. This is function, no, sir.
You have to call whenever you are calling the function, you have to call with parentheses, isn't it? Open and closing parentheses. That's
Yeah,
what I said. Right? But you didn't put the open and close parentheses, right?
parenthesis
And
also
you
mean
didn't even passed any values at all. Just you are calling the function and with nothing and whenever
no.
what? Okay, explain the function first of all. I think
Yeah.
you totally
So
messed up.
define a function. We use define keyword to call any function. The message is the function. MSG is this. This is parameter, and inside function I'm passing a argument. In print I wanted it as the message is hello world, but I didn't get this way.
That's happening in the eighth line. So what about the ninth line?
No, I got till here the program is correct, sir. I got the output. I tried F string. In that, this then I didn't get the expected output.
Yeah. Okay, can you explain me what is happening in the eighth line?
Eighth line message is the function which I passed. Inside that I've passed an argument, hello world. Whenever I call up this function, this gets executed.
Okay, so in the ninth line, again you are calling the function. With what
Yeah.
you are calling? With what you are calling? That's what I'm asking. With what you are calling? What you are passing as a value? There.
Value is function's name.
Sorry?
What I've done here is I've called along with the function, sir.
Then why didn't you just call the function in the eighth line? Why you are passing the data? There.
No, I till here I'm clear, sir. I have doubt in this F string.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, so in the eighth line, you are passing some data and it is returning. In the ninth line, you didn't pass any data, it is not returning. That's it, right?
No, my logic is whenever we call function, it returns the output.
Okay, what output you are expecting from that?
Hello world. This
Hello,
I
you passed an eighth line, right? How it will come to the ninth line?
no sir. I'm asking. I have passed it within function.
Okay, and it is returning hello world. You passed hello world, it is returned. Here you didn't pass anything and it is not returning anything.
I didn't understand, sir. Okay, the code for F string, is it wrong?
It is right only.
Then okay, to get output as this message is hello world. What else should I type?
What you have did in the eighth line, same you have to do D here. Sorry, do here.
Inside the message again, I have to type it as hello world.
Whatever you want.
Let's try, sir. No, I'm
Returning,
not
right?
getting output.
Sorry?
I'm not getting the output.
Okay. You're getting that whatever you passed HY something, right? You're
Yeah,
getting that one. You can really see that, right?
yeah. But it is not along with this statement, no, sir.
So that you need to store it into in another variable, then you have to print it. So because or else you can give instead of print go with return. What is the difference between the print and return? Again, tell me.
I didn't get you. So can you come again?
I've shown you return statement and print statement, both of them, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what is the difference between
Here
them?
is an example of written statement.
Okay, so try that with return statement. No, in that program, you put print, right? Instead of that,
Yeah.
try with return.
Here, sir, in the seventh line.
Yeah. Return, you don't have to put anything inside of the quotation, right? And still it is returning result anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So along with the function, we have to pass the argument also. So to
Did I
get,
mention something else? That much only I mentioned, right?
can you come again with the question?
So did I mention something else? Whenever you just have to call the function with, you don't have to pass the parameters or anything. If you have parameter, you have to pass the data. That's what I mentioned, right?
Just a second, sir. In this case, yeah, we can call function n number of times with
Yeah, of
different
course we can
values.
call.
I applied the same
Yeah, of
logic.
course we can call. Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
go
sir.
to the bottom. Okay. So what is happening here?
Here I've called the function add. The function is add here. I've called it with different variables, different
Okay.
arguments. I
Okay.
got the result.
Ah, okay.
Okay, I'm clear with that, sir. I'll go to the next doubt.
Okay.
But I didn't get this output. I tried it with written as well as print.
Okay. So only one thing it will return. One if you print, then after if you put return, then maybe it will return. So return is the
No,
end
no,
of
I've
the
commented the print
statement.
statement. Here we are just using written.
Okay. Copy, cut that return and paste it in after the two print statement. Then see.
I'm not getting any output, sir. Neither error.
Print product 379 379. Why you are calling your function again?
I didn't get you, sir.
Why that product only you are declared, right? That product is the function name. Why you are calling that inside of your function?
Whenever we call product, we have to call it along with the print, no, sir. Whenever we are calling a written statement.
That product function, that is the function you have defined, right?
Yeah,
Then you have to call it out of it, right? Isn't it?
I, I didn't understand, sir.
Like
This
previously, how you called your functions,
this statement is correct, no, sir. This code is correct. I got the
but you
exact
haven't
output.
did the same thing with that function, right? You didn't follow the indentation, right?
Add is the function here. Likewise, product is the function here.
Okay, where is the indentation? Where you have to call it outside of the function, right? You are calling that function inside of the function, right? Then how it will return? It is executing on the, like, what is the function rule first of all? When a function will execute first of all?
When you call a function, it executes.
Here you are not calling it at all, right? Isn't it?
But you told whenever we call a written statement, we have to call the function along with print.
Yeah, but this entire code is available inside of the function. You are not calling it at all.
You mean that if I shouldn't do this when this is enough, no, sir?
You didn't get it. What I'm trying to say. Whatever you code written inside of the function,
Mm.
it will be there. If you want to execute them, you have to call it. You are not calling it. That's what I'm saying.
This means calling the function, no, sir.
Ah, come on. No, it is available inside of the function, right? Where
I
you're calling the function out of the index. You just have to compare with the previous function with this function, right? That's it.
Will I get the output now?
Yeah, return should not come over there. And return should come inside of that, or also enable the print statement which is available in the 44th line. It is throwing error, you can see that.
Indentation expected. Okay. Oh, okay, sir, got it.
Just compare with the previous function with this function, what error that you are making. As I was
Indentation.
saying, yeah, always answer you have only. You have to just look it close enough.
Okay, sir.
That's it. Okay, anybody? How about you three people? Having any doubts about the functions? Sonia, Vandana, Savita? No? Rest of everybody got understood except her. I think she walked out. You guys haven't walked out right now. That is the reason you got no doubts, right? Isn't it? Speak up, guys. Any one of you? Vandana?
Yes, cool. Good. I didn't work out till now.
Okay. From like which means functions only you haven't worked out or everything or
Yes,
something.
functions only.
Okay, which means you worked out the for loop. So
Uh,
before the function we have seen for loop
yes,
only.
yes. I was going through that on Saturday only. Sunday, sorry, Sunday.
Okay.
Actually, I'm working actually, so I came back at home around 7:45 and then 7:30 or 7:45, something like that, and so I didn't get any time in weekdays.
Oh, okay. So what about you two people, Savita, Vandana?
Yeah, even me also. So I'm also working, and for me, it's taking time to understand other previous first two class, like three class I did not attend. So I'm going through the videos, like recordings. I need some time to understand.
Okay, sure. Then we can continue where we left from the yesterday. Okay, so first of all, we can see what are all the things we have seen yesterday. So we have seen functions, which is a reusable code, and I explained what there are two types of functions. One is none of our care. Can you guys hear me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
You can see my screen, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. As I was saying, there are two types of function. One is built-in, another one is user-defined. So built-in is none of our care because we have been using that from the starting point of the class, such as int, str, and and case, or case, input. Sorry, these kind of things. But those are all built-in functions, like they are already predefined, so we don't have to care about them. So whenever you want to define your own functions which will do some your desired works, whatever for your convenient, so that's we have seen in the functions topics. So whenever you're going to define function, you need to use the def keyword, and following that you need to define the function name along with the parenthesis. So in that parenthesis you can pass different types of parameters, maybe one or two parameters, or function arbitrary arguments, and keyword arbitrary value function we have seen. And following that, uh, what else we have seen? Keyword argument function we have seen. So around three or four types of functions we have seen yesterday, right? Isn't it? So the arbitrary arguments, in the sense like it is just a like a same but little bit enhanced while comparing with the parameter value function. So parameters and arguments also we have seen. Can you tell me again, Ghazana, what is the difference between the parameters and arguments?
Parameters are keys, whereas arguments are values. Sorry, parameters are variables, whereas arguments are values. For example, in 29th line we can see a and b, that those are called as parameters, and in 37th line we can see 4, 7, 8. Those are called arguments.
Okay. So once you don't know how many of the data that you're going to get for your function, so you can use star, which is, or else people usually to call it as asterisk as well. So which one way you want to call, you can call it. Means what will happen if you put an asterisk before it, it will convert it as a tuple and it will store all the data whatever you are passing. The way of how you can access the tuple data. Can you tell me again, Kasana, how we can access the tuple data?
Indexing and slicing method.
Okay, so the same way you can access the data in the arbitrary augment functions. So that also we have seen yesterday. And following that, keyword function. So keyword augment functions or else keyword functions. So can you tell me formal parameter function and keyword augment value functions are different, Kazana, again? Or else anybody who understood that thing.
You're asking difference between keyword argument and attributary argument, no sir?
No, normal parameters and keyword augment value functions.
Okay. In case of normal parameters, we'll know the number of values to be passed within a parameter. In case of keyword arguments, when we don't know the number, when we don't know first thing, when we don't know number of
That is
arguments that is,
arbitrary function, right? That is not the keyword augment function, right?
even in the keyword function we use asterisk symbol and it doesn't matter, no sir.
No.
Like, no, I didn't complete my
Keyword
sentence.
like that is keyword arbitrary augment functions. I'm asking about keyword augments function only. Not keyword arbitrary augments functions. I'm not asking.
You're asking about keyword arguments, no sir?
Yeah, that is
Okay.
two different. Like you are confusing with names of the functions or something.
I didn't get your question.
What I'm asking, formal parameter function and keyword augments function. What is the difference between them?
Keyword argument function, we'll be giving double asterisk in, will be denoting it with double asterisk, and here we
That
have to.
is arbitrary keyword augment function, right? But I'm asking keyword augment functions.
I'm telling this one only, sir.
This
To
one,
we'll
really?
denote this by double asterisk, no sir.
Here, really? We need that?
Okay.
I didn't use any double asterisks here, right? Isn't it?
Okay. So this is something like dictionary. Here we can access the values through key.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Okay, so the formal parameter functions that you passed three or four parameters. Like if you pass three or four values, first one goes for first, second one goes for second. But here, even like if you declare the parameters, you can just assign the parameters values while you're going to pass, and it don't have to be in the formal order. Or I think yesterday only I explained this one, right? Like the keywords are mingled up, but still they will assign the particular values only. So that is a difference between them. And arbitrary keyword augment functions, like how we have used in argument functions. Yeah, arbitrary arguments function. So like kind of name is clearly making some kind of problems. Okay, arbitrary function will convert your data into a tuple. In keyword arbitrary keyword arguments function will convert your data into a dictionary format. So that much we have seen, or else something else apart from this we have seen or not? Guys, yeah. You there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So apart from this, have you seen anything?
No, so this was our last topic.
So, and following that, we are going to see something called default parameter value function. So this is something different actually. Default parameter value function, what it is means. In the sense, can you tell me before that what is the default value in area?
Inbuilt value.
Okay, inbuilt value or else default in the sense whenever you buy anything or new things or else you are installing a new game also, that will provide some kind of default options. Okay, which means if you want you can keep them or else you can change them. The same case here also, default parameter value function. So whenever you are going to pass a value, that parameter holds some default values. Automatically it will have, which means you can pass some default values. Whenever some people is going to call your function, they pass some values, your default value will get override, and the new value will execute. If they haven't passed any arguments to your function, the default parameter takes its own value and it will return it. So here you can see capital has a parameter called capit and it holds a default value as New York, and we are printing that instead of it. Okay, so whenever we are calling the function, whoever calling, if they pass some data, the data will go and override this data and it will return here. And if they haven't passed any data, this parameter will take this value as a argument and it will return here. So if I run, so you will get first Los Angeles, then New York, then San Francisco, then Alaska. Because New York, why it will return in the sense here it got no values. That is the reason. See, it is giving, right? So now tell me anybody who understood this function. How about you, Kasana? What is default parameter value function stands for?
Yeah. In case of default parameter, we have already declared an argument to the parameter. Capit is the parameter and New York is the argument. Uh, Next, we have passed some other values for the same parameter. For the same function, for the function, we have passed other values. When nothing is mentioned, it takes the default value, that is New York.
Okay. So you guys have any doubts on this default parameter value function? No. Okay. So whenever you are going to use default parameter value function, there are some rules that you need to follow. Some of them will goes for all the functions, some of them only applicable for default parameter value function. Okay, so yeah, of course, whenever you are passing a value to a parameter, there can be only one value can be there. I didn't ever tried with any tuple, any dictionary with this, but if you want, you can try it. Okay, so anyway, just I will try to pass some tuple here. What I can say, cities, okay, Moscow and Vegas and San Diego and Florida. So this kind of, I don't know what exactly it will going to give us because I already mentioned, right? I never tried this. Okay, so what I will do, I will copy this and I will undo the changes whatever I did. and I will leave this function as it is and try this with a new thing. So what we can put a title as passing default parameter value as tuple, or else you people call this as a tuple or something, whatever. So now it has a sequence, which is a data structure, and I am going to call them again. Let's see what kind of, if it is even throwing the error or it will give the results, because even I don't know. Maybe it will give the results, I hope. Let's see. See, it is giving the result. Right, still it's working, but even I haven't tried with the dictionary. Anyway, I will leave it up to you. What do you say? Okay, so anyway, the variable is the variable and value is the value, right? Anyway. But if I try with multiple values, that's what they are trying to make a point over here. Parameter can hold only one value means I hope that is what means, I hope. So, and you can see it's clearly throwing error because one variable or else one parameters we used to call them can hold only one value, isn't it? So that is the reason you cannot pass multiple data. So that is the point what they are trying to make here. Okay, so that is the first point. And passed parameters should be matched while we call them. Of course it is, right, isn't it? Can you explain this point, Kazana? No idea. Really? You there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Okay. So while seeing this point, you have understood anything?
Yeah, the parameter here is capit. Am I right, sir?
Like what exactly you understood while reading this sentence?
I got it like the parameters should be similar everywhere. For example, can you just scroll up?
Okay.
Yeah, here in this case, the parameter in 125th line, the parameter is capit, and it should match with other time when we call these parameters. For example, in 126th line.
Yeah. So once you declare the name of a parameter, you cannot change it inside of the function. Maybe you can assign them, right? You know what is assigned, right? Or no? Anyway, that doesn't matter. You can assign this capit. Really, you guys don't know what is assigning? Yeah, that's kind of a thing. So trying to assign, let's say I will show you how to assign. Assigning the parameter to another value. I think this is not necessary. Anyway, I will show you, doesn't matter. So, okay, so I will do city is equal to capit, and if I pass here city, do you think this will change anything, Kasana, again?
Since we have assigned city is equals to capit, we get the output without any error.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, you can see that. So this can be done, but you need to do this step, or else directly you are declared a parameter as a capit, and if you use it, call it as a city without this line, it will throw error. That's what the point they are making, trying to make, isn't it, or something else? Or you didn't understood anything whatever I said?
Understood, sir.
Okay, so I'm following that. This is kind of a different point. What it is in the sense, if you are going to declare some default value for your parameters and some of the parameters you are going to pass as a formal, in the sense the formal parameters should come in the first place. That's what they are trying to make a point. And the parameters which is holding some of the default values, those things should be come after the formal parameters. It is what they are trying to make a point is such like this. See, you can clearly see we hold no default values. So that is the reason it is comes to the first question. And A and C are holding some of the values. That is the reason I have declared them into the after of the formal parameter. So this way it will work if I put B here. See, formally it is throwing the error, right? So now tell me, Kazana, if I pass only one value and two value and three value, which one way it will work? For example, here one time I call with two parameters, another one time I will call with only one value, and another time I will pass three values. Which one method it will work? Can you tell me?
In first case, it will be b is equals to 5.
Okay.
And in second case, it will be a and c.
Okay, simply say which one will work, which one will not work.
No, 146th line will not work.
Okay. What about 147th line?
It works because we have for three parameters we have three arguments, so it works.
Okay, so can you tell me 146th line why it will not work?
Because we've just passed two arguments, but we have three parameters.
Okay, so 145 line, is it going to work or not?
Since we have b as a default argument, I think so it works.
Okay, so then why 146th line will not work?
It has two arguments, no sir, so it doesn't work. And it is
Gee.
not defined. In case if we had defined it as a is equals to 3 and c is equals to 7, then it would return the output.
I didn't see the logic here actually. So you are saying add 5 in the sense it will take it as a b value 5 and rest of the values it will take it as a default parameter. Then here why it will not work? It will take b value as a 3, a value as a 7, c value as a 67, right? Why it will not work in that way? It will work, right?
But number of parameters and arguments are not same, no sir.
Here also number of the parameters and arguments are not same, right?
We have a default parameter.
And even this time also we have default parameter values, right? What is the difference between this thing and this thing? They are
We
same,
have
right?
no. In the 146th line we have two values.
Yeah, here also we have only one value.
Yeah, so we have one default parameter, so it takes one value. I think in that way.
Okay. Which means you are saying this will not work or something.
No, 147th line will work.
Why?
Because we have equal number of parameter and arguments.
Okay, so here which means equal number of parameters and values should be there, then only it will work. It will not work in that case. If you are saying that this should not work, right?
I'm not sure, but I'm just guessing since we have an b value that is a default value, a will get assigned to the default value. But as we saw, like yesterday's example, we got error. The number of parameter and the arguments should be equal. That is why it don't satisfy the 146
Yeah,
line.
there we haven't declared anything as a default values, right?
Yeah, sir.
Anything there is a default value, nothing. Everything is a formal. This is what you are saying, right?
Yeah,
This
and that
function.
is Yeah.
So here is there any default value parameters is there?
No, we don't have any default parameters.
That is the reason it is not worked. But here we do have default parameters, right?
Hmm.
So then why it will not work? It will work, right?
No, I told that 145th and 147th line may work, but 146th I'm not sure.
It will work.
Okay.
I don't see the logic. If it is work here, why it will not work here? It will work, right? So if you declare pass one value, if it is not declared in the sense, if it is takes the parameters in the sense, as I clearly said here, what it will do, if you pass the value, it will take the, it will override the existing data, right? So if you here also, if you pass the value, it will override the existing data. Yeah, 7, which means first time 5, 8, 67. What is the data? Oh, what is the result? 67 plus 5, 80, sorry, 72 plus 8, 80, right? Okay. And here 3 is 7 in the sense it will be 10, 77. And here 6 plus 2, 8, 12. So that is what the result it will return. See? Anybody? How about you, Sanya and Vandana? Anybody having doubt on this?
No, Google.
Okay, fine. And following that, yeah, past statement. I think we have seen this before only, right? You know anything about this? Hasana? What is the use of past statement? I think I've shown this with a while loop also and for loop
Yes.
also. What is that? What is the use of it?
Even when the output is, even when the yeah, even when the loop breaks where we give the or where we pass an argument.
Really?
Even the
That is
that is
no,
break.
right?
Yeah.
If the loop hold nothing to return, if you leave it blank,
And
it will throw
break.
the error. So if you don't want to get any errors and you want to create a loop which holds nothing, or else you want to create a function which is holds nothing, in the sense if you leave it as a blank, you will get error. So that time, even if it is a loop, you can pass a keyword called pass, or else yeah. So that pass will do nothing, even it will not return anything, and it will not return error as well. So that is the thing. And following that, okay, so let me run this level it is ready. You can clearly see that. And finally we have recursion functions. Recursion function is, or else we can call it as a recursive function, which is such like a while loop, or else kind of a function which is going to call itself. Okay, so here you can see I have declared a function called factorial, which is or else simply I meant to say fact. Do you know what is a factorial, any of you? Factorial, never heard about that one? Really? No idea what it is?
Does it
Hasana?
mean factors, sir?
Okay, what is factors?
Mm.
Nobody? Factorial in the sense like if you take 3 in the sense 3 into 2 into 1, 4 in the sense 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that is what we used to call them as a production of the multiplication of the boundary, like that we can say. Like if you put a 5 of the factorial in the sense 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, it will return the production of that. So that's what a factorial. So here to make understand about the recursive function, I have declared a function called factorial. So if n value meets 1, it will return 1, else it will do this job, return n into factorial of n minus 1. So if I pass 5 here, first time 5 it will be there, and it will go for the else condition 5 into n minus 1 factor of 4. So it will go again 4, it will become as the 3, again it will go here, it will become as a 2. Then whenever it meets the 1, it will stop here. So which means if I pass 5 in the sense 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, and the answer will be 5 into 4 20, 20 into 3 60, 60 into 2 120, and 120 into 1, it's remain 120 only, right? Try now. So you can see it is returning 120. You understood this thing or not?
Understood, sir.
Okay, so that's what a function called recursive function, a function which is going to call itself inside of it. And even here also still you can see I'm calling that function outside of that, because until and unless you are not going to call a function, it will not give you any results, even for the recursive function as well. And following that, scope of a function, it is there are two types of scopes is there. One is local scope, another one is global scope. That is nothing but like availabilities we can say, or else what I can say more about declaring positions wherever you are going to declare. Based on that it will work. So local scope, which is nothing but a variable which is declared inside of a function, it cannot be accessible outside of the function. For example, in this case we have a variable which is holding a value hello world, but it is not available in the globally. It is available inside of this function. So if I call the variable inside of the function, it will return the result, right? But if I call the variable here, you can see it is obviously throwing the error, right? Because this variable not available as a global format, or else I can say this variable is belongs to this function only. So instead of the function, wherever you want you can call this variable, but once you get out of the function, you are not able to call this variable. You can see it is not defined, it is throwing error. So this is what a local variable, or else you can directly call it as a local scope. If I pass, you might get 3 hello world. Yeah, you can see it is returning. If I enable this, you will get formally error, which is x is not defined. So can you tell me, Kasana, again where and all we will get not defined error?
In 179th line, sir.
I just asked why we will get not defined error.
Because it is not inside the function, it is outside the function.
No, I'm asking generally.
Uh,
For
I'll come again with the
what
question,
are
sir.
all reasons we will get those errors?
Which kind of error, sir? Can you come again with the question?
The not defined error, not defined error.
Firstly, when we miss
So
the variable, when the value is not defined inside the variable, we'll get it then. Or when we declare a different variable, we'll get then.
different variable.
For example, A is equals to
Calling
hello
different
world.
variable,
No,
calling the different variable name or something.
what I meant is A is equals to hello world. If I give print B, then I won't get the result.
That's what I asked. The calling the variable with a different name, we will get the error. That's
Yeah.
what you are like. Right?
Yeah.
So a variable name is which is not yet declared, you will get not defined error. And can you tell me why it will throw not defined error here?
Here we have called the value within a function. Again, we're calling the variable outside the function, so it doesn't work.
Yeah, that is why. Why? Because this variable not declared as globally, and you are trying to call it as globally. So globally there is no variable which is called as x. So that is the reason you will get not defined. Understood or not understood?
Yes, sir. So if we've declared x is equals to hello world in before define hello, before declaring the function, we would get this output. Am I right, sir?
Sure. You are saying something?
Yeah.
Your voice is breaking.
Is it audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. My question is, if we declare x is equals to hello world before the defining function, do we get the output
That will
then?
only act as global.
Yeah.
That will not act as a local.
Okay, sir.
So, which means if it is in the global, even you can ask it, access it inside of the function as well, even the outside of the function as well. Okay, so that we will see here. So here we have defined hello world outside of the function. Even if I call the variable inside of the function as well, and even outside of the function as well, you will get the results. See, it is returning, right? You understood this results or doubts on this?
Understood, sir.
Okay, so still function is not yet closed. There is some kind of something called inner function and docstring help and global converting a variable into a global. So if you want to convert this local scope into global, how you can do that, those things are all we will see tomorrow. In the meanwhile, you better, I think, everybody, I'm not saying like Kasana seems like she worked out. Rest of the people, you need to work out because these things are all, little bit complicated. That's all I can say. You have to work out those things. Okay. Is there anything, any doubts you guys want to say? Sonia, Savita, Vandana? I've shared this file into your chat box.
No, sir.
Okay. Till then, tomorrow. I'll catch you in the center tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.